She stabbed your blow-up mattress with a knife?
Yes, because she was already...
Tell me what happened during this incident.
So I had showed up to the house. I hadn't been there for almost a week because of the moment that I had that I didn't want to be in the house. It was a little too much for me. When I had come back to the house, there was a guy outside. I had never seen him before. I kind of was like, you know, who are you? He had let me know that he was one of Monica's friends that she had met from the place she was in previously, who was staying at our house the week that I was gone. When I had walked in, she was calling the cops on the gentleman, and that was kind of the moment that I was like, all right, like I do need to get my boxes and I need to try to get out of here. So I was up and down the stairs. Monica did call me names. She did call a lot of people and tell them.
What did she call you?
She would call me a She let me know that.
Were you intoxicated at this time?
I possibly could have been.
And did you stab her air mattress?
Yeah, because she was very nasty when she walked into that house.
Why shouldn't I hold you liable for stabbing it?
I was not in the right state. I'd only been home for 10 days.
No, I can understand that. It was a volatile situation. I feel like the defendant told us so much about this case and the facts that led up to it when she was like, I just didn't want to deal with it. I wanted to wash my hands of the whole thing. I think she's liable. I'm not sure she's liable for precisely the amount that the plaintiff's suing for. She's liable for the money that she collected from the plaintiff that didn't get to the landlord. But I don't know how the two of you feel about a potential offset for some of this property destruction. I don't know if or what sort of value I describe to that. But she owes her third of the rent period, but she had to pay more because ex-boyfriend either absconded with it or did whatever he did, but it didn't make it to the hands of the landlord.
Okay, with regard to the offset, if there were a counterclaim, perhaps I would consider it. I didn't explore that area, but I do have an idea of what I would like to do with regard to the plaintiff's main complaint. She got what she was bargaining for her $500 a month. I don't care what the defendant did with the money. The plaintiff lived there pursuant to her sublease with the defendant. She gave her the $500. She lived there for the month. She knew that when that lease ended, her tenancy was going to end because she was totally dependent on the defendant's main tenancy. She was not on the lease. So whether she was evicted for wrongful reasons or not, she got what she bargained for. However, what I do think she's entitled to is the $870 that was required for her to give directly to the landlord for the eviction and for the late fees so that she could continue to maintain an ongoing relationship with the landlord. So as to that, she was able to stay. She now pays her money directly to the landlord, and she was able to do that because she paid the landlord directly for the $870. That money would have been owed by the plaintiff to the landlord, and that's what she picked up on her behalf, which is different than the rent that she paid to the defendant to live there. She got her part of the bargain there.
No, she double paid the rent, though. She paid her $500 a month, which was what she's supposed to do for the rent. When she gets the eviction notice, she finds out that the entire rent hadn't been paid for those prior 3 months. Right. So then she paid $4,500, which was her part again, her daughter's part, and the defendant's part, because the 3 months hadn't been paid by anybody because boyfriend didn't deliver the money.
I mean, it was the defendant's contract with the plaintiff, essentially, that I'm going to use the money you give me to rent so you have a place to live. And she breached that contract. Or the defendant's boyfriend breached it, and she has a cause of action against the defendant's boyfriend.
So that clears up the because you're right, that was a fact we did not have. We believe it was a $1,500 rent obligation based on that. I didn't realize that she was double paying the rent, because if she would have just paid and then they would have said, okay, you're out, but she would have said, let me start the lease again, then I would have still maintained the position that I have, which is what she got for her money. But she didn't agree to pay $1,000 a month for herself.
I don't like the property damage. I don't feel good about letting the defendant go uncompensated for the plaintiff's admitted property damage. I know we don't have a cross complaint, but we don't need it. It's an affirmative defense.
Well, what was the proof of the value of that property?
I don't have enough evidence. An affirmative defense, a counterclaim. Even if it's a defense, she's still not asking for remuneration.
We can ascribe a value. We've penalized people before. What about $200?
I'm going to stick with the verdict. If I'm convinced that we should give her all her money, and I'm not going to offset it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Judge DeMango on that.
I'm going to dissent on that, but it's an easy dissent because I don't really know what the value is. I could just say I think you should have been punished.
So you could sound nice, and we could sound like, I don't care what you feel.
All right.